You know the vibe. You return to your hometown, or maybe you never left. There's one coffee shop, one hot mechanic, and more emotional baggage than the crowd of your local train station. Today, we are diving into why small town romances own our hearts and what it says about our desire for comfort and community, and how the stories reflect something much deeper than just pumpkin patches and flirty glances over diner milkshakes. Dark romance might give me excitement and a thrill, but after a heavy dose of darkness, we need that soft escapism to a small town where the only drama is feelings and emotions, and everything else is warmth, togetherness, and cozy setting that makes me smile and my heart swoon. A special kind of romance that is set in a small town. Hi, my bookish babes. Welcome back to the bookish realm where we explore the most unexplored but significant question of why we read what we read. I'm your bookish therapist slash bookish bestie back with another delightful and exciting episode. And today we are diving deep into the coziness and emotional ride that is why we need to escape to a small town where love is definitely a special kind as it comes with family togetherness, a tight knit community, and friends and folks who always march forward, no questions asked, whenever we need them. Also, as always, I have some exciting small town romance recs that will have your heart melting and going on a swoon ride while giving you all the fuzzy feels. So, let's dive in. What is small town romance? The first thing that instantly comes to mind is cozy settings and friendly neighbors, although not always when it's your grumpy neighbor. Small town romance is a subgenre of romance fiction where a main plot unfolds in a close knit, often idyllic small town or a town that's probably near a coastal place, basically a gorgeous town that's far away from your city life. These books usually feature a slower pace, deep rooted relationships, a strong sense of community, and remember, everyone knows everything vibe. Everyone meaning you might not know everyone, but they know your name and your business. Expect farmer markets, town gossip, family legacies, cozy businesses, found family, charming bakeries and cafes, gossiping grandmas, nosy neighbors, fall festivals, or even sometimes life on a ranch, farm life, etc. Sometimes our main characters are returning home to their roots, or they are running from something, and the small town life provides the perfect start. Or sometimes they have inherited a house, and sometimes they are just big city transplants, learning how to slow down and fall in love, not just with a person, but with a place, at times reconnected with family, and learning to love a new way of life. Why we love it? Let's be real, life is chaotic, the world is loud, and small town romances, they are a balm to our soul. And there are times you just need that comfort of simplicity of life, even if the emotions are messy. Here's why small town romances hit the perfect spot for us. 1. Comforting escape. Small town romance feels like a warm blanket on a rainy day. It gives us a break from the noise of everyday lives and reminds us that simplicity can be beautiful. There's something incredibly healing about a town where the biggest scandal is a pie competition gone wrong, or your town gossip serving the wrong tidbits of gossip and being accused for it. Second, community is a stronghold and the other main character in the story. Unlike other subgenres, small town feels alive. The nosy neighbor, the diner waitress who knows everyone's orders, the town gossip, they are not side characters. They are part of the book, the story. You are not just falling for the love interest, you are falling for the whole freaking town. Third, second chances and slow burn pace. Small town romances often lean into tropes we love. Second chances, friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, but with a gentler, more emotional build up. This time to breathe, to feel, and to grow into love. Low stakes drama, high stakes emotions. Sure, there's not always a huge plot twist or scandal, but the emotions run deep. It's all about healing, vulnerability, forgiveness, and a real connection. Fifth, trope heaven. Small town romance books are a gold mine for our favorite tropes. Here are just a few tropes that make our bookish hearts flutter. The trope, starting with the trope of grumpy sunshine. There's always that brooding mechanic or gruff farmer who secretly has a soft heart. And of course, they fall for the sunniest person in town. The second trope, found family, most famous one, when characters are from home or have no real home at all. Small town offers connection, support, and unconditional love from people who aren't blood but they become family gradually over time. Second chance romance trope. Nothing hits quite like two exes forced back together by fate and maybe a town-wide bake-off. The next one, friends to lovers trope. Lifelong besties realizing they have been in love this whole time. Yes, please. Enemies to lovers. The city slicker developer versus a small town librarian fighting to save the town's historic gazebo. We eat it up. Also, I have done a deep dive on this topic and some really good tracks are added in that. So if you want, you can go and check out that video too. Next trope, slow burn. The pacing is intentional. There's space for tension, lingering glances, and mutual pining before that first kiss. Return to hometown. Whether it's for a fresh start or inheriting grandma's flower shop, this trope brings characters back to where it all began. These are just some of the tropes that I discussed. We also have single parent, cowboys. In paranormal, we have witches in small town and so many more tropes to enjoy. Like I said, this one is a trope heaven. Let's get analytical and decode a little bit further. Small town romance isn't just cozy for the sake of it. It reflects something deeper about our emotional cravings as readers. We are in a world that moves fast, rewards hustle, and glorifies chaos. But these stories whisper that it's okay to slow down. They remind us that emotional safety is sexy, that kindness is powerful, and that love doesn't have to be dramatic to be deeply fulfilling. There's often an undercurrent of healing in these books. Characters recovering from burnout, heartbreak, grief, or simply relearning how to trust and belong. And the town, it is not just the backdrop, it's the healing space, the metaphorical space heaven where hearts can mend and futures can be rewritten. And honestly, we love reading about Snowden cabins or summer fairs because they make us feel something we might not have words for, a longing for slowness, sincerity, and soft spaces. Small town romance book recs. Ooh, this is the exciting part. Books that will 100% melt your hearts. If you love a grumpy baker, an adorable little daughter, and a city girl finding home in a charming town, read Never Let You Go by Bella Rivers. This beautifully written story will sneak into your heart, and if you want to get lost in a cozy and warm place, then definitely enter the town of Emerald Creek. Christopher Wright is the most amazing father and the best baker in town. He's hot and dashing and handsome, but he's also closed off and doesn't let anyone near him. It seems women are waiting for this hot baker to open himself up and he'll be grabbed just as fast as his fresh and piping hot delicacy straight out of the oven. Alexandra, on the other hand, is a city girl and doing her low level job even after being the sole heiress to the bakery empire that her grandmother started. The twister happens when things seem to be changing at her workplace, and she's provided with a stipulation that proposes her to complete her apprenticeship at a selected place in order for her to receive her heiress status. I really loved the small town life portrayed and meeting everyone as I really felt the close bond with everyone in town. The place is absolutely picturesque, as described, and the words paint a perfect picture of the gorgeous place that is the town of Emerald Creek. But the sparks, the chemistry between Christopher and Alexandra right from the start was so electrifying, and especially because they do their best to be professional and not cross the boundaries no matter what. Christopher's adorable little daughter, Sky, just melted my heart with her sweet, innocent banter. And the way we see her becoming close with Alex, I bet you'll be as much a melted mess as I am right now. Opposites attract in this swoony, grumpy sunshine romance set on a ranch with horses, heart, and a whole lot of heat. I'm talking about A False Start by Elsie Silver. Elsie's books just take me into this gorgeous world of romance that might have two flawed people, but then her magical writing just takes you out on a ride of a love of a lifetime. Griffin, our main character, he is Stefan's best friend. He's all grumpy and brooding. His responses are his grunts, and he's definitely one of those most difficult people to engage with. Then there's Stefan's younger sister Nadia. She's the most stubborn and difficult brat, always ready with a sassy retort at the tip of her tongue. And most importantly, doesn't take Mr. Grumpy's bad attitude at all. I got oh so immersed in this beautiful story of two opposites, and yet how amazingly they come together. A gorgeous world of small town horses that need saving, and the kind heart of Nadia, a sweet dog, and the grumpy man who has so much of shine and love inside him to give. I'm in love with the World of Cold Ranch series, that's for sure. A memory loss mystery meets a deep emotional romance featuring a hero who'll make your heart sing like nothing else. I'm talking about Help Me Remember by Corinne Michaels. Books like this absolutely make me believe that you can have an extraordinary love and a hero that will go to any extremes and do absolutely anything for you and only for you. So currently we find Brielle aka Bree in the hospital surrounded by her family and friends, and she has no idea how she got there or what happened. She's confused as to why everyone looks heartbroken, and moreover she has no idea what her life was or how she was like for the past years. But the horrific reality clicks in when she realizes that her number one best friend and her lifelong protector is no more. Not only has she lost her brother, but his unaliving is directly linked to the events that led to her memory loss. No one has any idea as to who it was, and Bree is the only witness. The twist is that for evidence sake, nobody can influence her or tell her things of her life. She has to remember everything on her own, which turns out to be absolutely frustrating and a race against time to find her brother's unaliver. I loved how her brother's friends help her and are there for her like she is their own. Emmett, Spencer, and Holden didn't just lose a friend, but they also lost a brother. Bree starts finding clues but is unable to piece them together, especially when she finds clues as to a man being there in her life. But no one in her family or friends even had any idea that she was dating anyone. Enter her childhood crush and investigation journalist Spencer Cross, who agrees to help her start at the beginning of when she lost her memory and help her piece the clues together. But the growing closeness to Spencer starts complicating things all the more for Bree, especially when she starts seeing dreams and visions of them being together with Spencer, and everyone tells her that they never were together. I tell you, Spencer Cross is everything. That man made me fall flat freaking in love with him, and I bet you will too. Next one is Surprise Pregnancy, Swoony ex NFL dad and the most heartwarming bond with his kids. Get ready to cry happy tears. Need You to Choose Me by Anna Beto. I don't think I've ever cried happy tears so many times in a single book. Over so many scenes, this book just grabbed my heart and turned me into a sighing and swooning mess. Not only because of the deep bond our lead couple share, but in extension and especially her bond with his kids. One night of meeting a handsome stranger in a bar and feeling this electric pull towards him, coupled with wanting to forget her pain, Savannah gives into her desires and has the hottest night of her life. What she didn't expect was this meeting to change her life forever by giving her a surprise gift she didn't expect at all. Blake Walker has shifted to the small town with his kids after recently having retired from the NFL. He wants his boys to be his only focus, his family. After what his ex did, he doesn't want his boys to feel unloved or left out. Savannah is shocked to find out that not only is her baby daddy her new student's father, but he also has another teen kid and is a new town resident and also her freaking neighbor. Just freaking read this one if you want to grab a feast of feelings and swoony times that will not only melt you but will mend you back so good. One bad day, one bar, and one broken stranger who might be her new beginning, fun, flirty, and unexpectedly deep. This one is Resisting the Roommate by Tracy Leigh. This one pulled me in right from the start, where we have this woman who's just found out a harsh truth, and what was supposed to be the happiest day of her life turns quickly into a freaking nightmare. Abby literally has no way to go and no family who's ready to help her out of her situation, and to add to it, things just keep escalating until she walks into this bar and the stranger who becomes not only her savior but also the man who's about to change everything for her. Jude is a proud owner of his bar, but it's a special one because it's where he makes the beers himself, and he loves what he's been able to do with his business. Except only the emotional wounds that are still fresh and are haunting him, and the past that still has him in its clutches. Mind you, as much as this one is an emotional one, it was more fun filled ride too, with lots of spiciness and also the teasing at the beginning where Jude and Abby fight attraction they feel. I was glued to the pages. Everything had me absolutely melting and so freaking emotionally invested in wanting Jude and Abby just somehow finding their way to each other. So, why is small town romance so special? Because it's not just about who you're falling for, it's also about where you're falling, the place. It's about finding love in a place that feels like home, even if it's only real between the pages. It's a perfect blend of emotional depth, comforting tropes, and a world that feels full of warmth, cozy, fantastical, and familiar. When life gets overwhelming, small town romance reminds us that love can be gentle, community can be healing, and that it's okay to want your happily ever after to come with a picket fence and a pot swing. Right, my bookish babes, that was our deep dive into the beautiful world of small town romance, aka the genre equivalent of a warm cinnamon roll and a big cozy sweater. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by the world, grab a small town romance, because sometimes the safest place to fall in love is a fictional pot swing. Don't forget to tune into the next episode where I'll be doing a wrap up of all the books I read and listened to in the month of August. If this episode made you want to move to a fictional town and fall in love with a grumpy local carpenter, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment with your favorite small town romance book. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!